Okay, so today is the 26th of October, and somewhere around the 25th, 26th of October, I guess. I'm not really sure because of Israeli time. I think in Israel they started a bombing attack on Iran yesterday, which I think was well deserved. And Iran, but it seems to be pretty mild. Okay, now I'm Andy Lee Graham, and I've lived in 114 countries, and I've been doing this for 26 plus years. I'm in the country of Colombia, but this is October 26th, and somewhere around December 10th, más o menos, I am going to Israel. Okay, I have a GoFundMe page where I've got enough money to live very meagerly there I got about $2,000 right now. Okay, so I really would like to have people that know people in Israel that would like to help me have a place to live for like 1 week. 1 day, 2 days is not really enough time for me to be dealing with moving. It takes too much time to move. That's why. But I would appreciate that. But generally, the transportation there and everything costs me more time and money and all that stuff than it does for. But if somebody wants to offer a room for about 7 days, it'd be really nice. Okay, but the bombing started, I think, at about 2. I'm not sure. Well, I shouldn't go into the details, but I've been trying to monitor this. I started for me probably about, I don't know, I think it'd be about 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time on the 25th of what is it? October. Okay. So I started watching, and I have various websites and different ways to monitor the news. I have over 150 different websites that I can open up, and I normally open up about 15 every day and monitor what I do is to monitor what's going on in the world is very, very difficult right now because there's so much misinformation. And so what I do is I open up about 15 read-only websites where I then read the headlines, and if the headline seems transparent and straightforward, then I go further. I also have a specific link right now where I have about 8 different websites that are just almost only Israeli news. Okay, and I'll keep adding to this as I get closer to the time so that I can stay as abreast as possible on what's going. Now, the misinformation means that people will come up with a clickbait title to their link, and you can see that right now in the American election, they're calling Trump a fascist, Hitler. These are all just hokey articles, okay? And they're made to take advantage of people that are not really understanding the big picture. And okay, don't click on something that incites that is this type of link. It is really the last thing you should do if you really want to understand what's going on. Okay, but I believe, a lot of people that have known me have known that I've been doing this GoFundMe page to go to Israel for quite a while. Then I got delayed because I have a heart aneurysm and I had a couple stents put in. I was trying to do my legs and a whole bunch of stuff. And I got at the end of November, I have a operation that's going to it's like a big stent that's going in my aorta. It's kind of a special one because it's a branching one. But nonetheless, the doctor says immediately upon finish, I am 100% capable of travel. Okay, so I'm looking at right around December 10th. I mean, I got to buy the plane ticket. I got to kind of wait until after the operation before I buy the plane ticket. The plane ticket, I think it's going to cost somewhere between $500 and $800 one way. Okay, but I truly believe that the attacks on Israel will never end. When I was actually in the country of Israel for almost a month, I think it was actually when they were trying to see, Israel was trying to separate, I think, the West Bank at the time. I think that was it. I didn't really pay much attention at the time of all the political stuff. I was going to Israel more just as a tourist, okay? And then it just happened to coincide with a time when they were trying to separate and basically give the West Bank and different areas of the West Bank and Gaza to the Palestine people, and really try to give them an autonomous region. Okay, I don't understand why they were doing it. I will tell you that the Tel Aviv beach was one of the best beaches I've been to. It's really quite nice. But then an Iceland woman said, you really need to go to this hostel. And I went to the Al Fasal hostel in Jerusalem, and I stayed for about 3 or 4 weeks. Really quite an interesting experience, because I never believed that people would go to Jerusalem on one intention, and everybody in this hostel's whole intention was there to really, I'm going to think in Spanish, molestar. They went there to annoy Israel and protest against Israel. And they actually considered me a spy, okay? And I was like laughing. I did have a private room, and there's a bunch of photographers in there. It was quite interesting. Most thing that was interesting is all the photographers trying to take that $1 million picture and acting as if they were professional photographers, but I was making more money with my photography than they were, and I actually could afford the private room. Okay, but the Al Fasal hostel, it was in Jerusalem near the gate, and it was very informative from a geopolitical, cultural point of view, that how much hatred there was for Israel and how much tolerance this country has for people that just really enter their country with only one goal: to annoy them, to protest them, to do it. I mean, the hatred for Israel is a never-ending war. And when I was there, I wrote a lot of travel blog posts. I don't think I made videos at the time, but the point was this: is that I called it it's not, to me, it wasn't the holy lands, as my mother would call it. It was the unholy lands, okay? Because obviously this was the epicenter of anger between the Christians, the Jewish people, and the Muslims, or the Islamic religion. But I'm gearing up to go there, so I actually have I got this sweatshirt that says Indiana University, then it says USA. And I got an American flag on the back. I also have 3 t-shirts like this. And the reason why I did this is because I want to make it obvious that I am not, I am who I am. I'm nobody else, okay? You need to go into, if you're going to be a reporter, you have to be somewhat, you have to be obvious, right? You have to be transparent in what you're doing and try not to be tricky. That is not the way 90% of journalism is anymore. Right now, journalism is trying to find, what they do is they try to find a topic that they can twist, and then they write about it or create information to back up it. That is not what I'm going to do, okay? My goal is to go there to interview it. But the USA right now, in my opinion, even though I'm from the USA, I'm considering it kind of a failed country, because I'm not going to vote. I don't really want to get involved in the United States anymore. I've lived abroad for 26 years, and but I am from the United States, and I am appreciative that I have an American passport, okay? And I'm not going to leave the United States, because a passport is one of the best on the planet. It gives me the opportunity to go different places, and the United States has given me the opportunity to become the man I am. Andy Lee Graham, gone to 114 countries, done this for 26 years. But I don't want to play games with people. I want to be transparent. So the the goal, when I went to Iraq, I spent about a month in 2003, August, September of 2003 in Iraq. And I realized that what I did is I went there to witness it. Okay. And I witnessed what really happened. And that's what I'm going to do with Israel. I'm going to go witness the situation. We did actually liberate the people in Iraq, and there's probably about 50. I saw a mass grave in Iraq, and I know that there's about 50 of them, and 2,700 people's bodies were interned by the U.S. government and then showed. So I actually have pictures of this mass grave situation in Iraq. But the whole point of this is that what you're seeing on the news right now is so atrocious that the only hope for the mass media, if we're going to have journalists, it's got to be journalists like me that just somehow are not funded by advertising, okay? Because advertisers require, like right now, Google is pretty much wiping me off the internet because what they do is they do it in an indirect way. What they do is if anybody that complains about me, they make their complaints higher search engine optimization than me, and they show up first. I don't really care because that's not my goal in life to make anybody happy. My goal in life is to live my life and to report what I do and live and wake up every day and be a good person, okay? But Google's pretty much shadow banned my YouTube channel that you're on right now. And it used to grow like 400 people a month when I'd be in Guatemala. It doesn't even hardly grow at all. They have literally killed the growth of the website, of the YouTube channel. It's absolutely hilarious in a way how much the corporate, I heard a term the other day, what is the corporate media industrial complex, okay? They're losing the battle and they're not making any money, and they're resorting to writing about it. Like, all you got to do to see how bad it is get on MSNBC and you'll know that nothing is real. It's just a hokey thing. All they do is spend their whole time saying bad things about Trump. And this is not reporting when all you want to do is say what's bad about somebody. That is not a reporting. A good reporting is pros and cons. Thanks. So I'm going to go to Israel to try to get into Gaza, try to go into different areas and try to get up as close as I can to war zone areas where I can talk to people and try to get on the ground. But I've already spent, 30 days there or more. And then I went over to Jordan after that. This was quite a while ago. And I think I was just writing at the time. I don't think I was really making videos. I mean, I took a lot of photos. But about December 10th, 2024. But I do feel the situation is relatively hopeless, that the idea that you have an end to this war. That is hokey crap. This war will never end, okay? I realized that when I was in the country, I said, how are they going to end this situation? And to me, the only way to end it is to actually separate the whole country from anybody and don't allow anybody but Jewish people to live in the country and work in the country. Okay, now they've tried to be diplomatic and democracy, but it's a Jewish country. And it's kind of like Sharia law, and they need to somehow figure a way for the Islamic people to come visit the major mosque or whatever it is inside Jerusalem, and the Christians to come. But they shouldn't let people that are non-Jewish to work in the country. That's my opinion. And I think they need to push everybody else out. So in a way, strategically, the Jewish people have been very, very kind. But I hope to live with family so that I can interview people and I can try to. I'm not doing a hit piece. This is not what I do. I try to report. Like you see right now that I turned on this video and I don't stop and start, put on music in the background. I don't do any of that kind of stuff because I want you to see me in totality and understand what I'm doing. That church is getting pretty loud, right? It's Saturday, it's not Sunday. And the cleaning people are getting closer. But I'm going to try to also go live on my YouTube channel, which is I need some of my moderators to be able to whack people off when they try to get really trolls. We have a lot of trolls. Really great thing about going live is you can click on a troll, and most of these trolls are 100% anonymous. I don't have a trouble with a troll that is saying in their real name, but how do you know that, right? And then the super chat will be there. But the goal is that I could go live for 2 or 3 hours, depending on the data. The data means the cell phone tower situation. I believe that in Israel should have cell phone access, and I should be able to go live and interview. But I'm not going to go there to try to find the, the clickbait articles. That's not what I'm doing. I'm going there to report on what is happening as it happens and as I experience it and as I feel it and see it. I really would like you send me questions. I have a Patreon situation where you can write me, and there's a non-paid one and a paid one. The paid ones are going to be able to obviously ask me questions, and I'm going to reply to them easier. We have an ongoing chat there, and there's a basic chat on Israel. Hey guys, please stay on topic. Read the topic before you start chatting, okay? But I would like any kind of questions sent to my telephone number, because it seems that, I have an email address, hoboontheroad@yahoo.com, hoboontheroad@yahoo.com. If you send by Proton Mail or Gorilla Mail, I just block you and I hit spam. So don't do that. I mean, if you want to write me, you're also welcome. And any of my descriptions, there's the link to the GoFundMe page, the Patreon, everything like that. But the Patreon is the best way to actually communicate with me. And every Sunday, like this Sunday, we'll have at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I'll be talking about Israel, and we'll be talking about the United States election, which is kind of humorous. Don't get me wrong, I'm voting for Donald Trump. I'm not voting for Donald Trump. I'm voting for Donald Trump, but I'm not voting for Donald Trump. I support Donald Trump because he did. Hey, Joe Rogan and him had if you really want to get a good intuitive understanding of who Donald Trump is, Joe Rogan interviewed him yesterday, and he had a 3-hour interview. And he goes into great detail on everything that was started and happened while he was president. And this is an adult conversation. And if you listen to how Kamala Harris talk, you'll see that she's talking like a child. Okay, she's just doing platitude after platitude and not really saying anything. But my telephone number is 260. It's the United States telephone number. It reaches me anywhere on the planet. 260-624-4414. It's on your screen, right? 260-624-4414. If you're on a cell phone and you're in another country, you got to put plus. That plus sign means get me out of the country on a cell phone. +1 260. Okay. hoboontheroad@yahoo.com. Become a Patreon if you'd like to have discussions. If you want to get on my GoFundMe page, what the goal here is, my goal is that I go there, I turn on the camera, and I walk around and I record what's happening with no edits. No edits. Understand, I'm not going to stop anything. I'm going to be on the ground. I'm not going to inflate it or deflate it or make it into anything more than what it is. Okay? Because that is the benefit right now of the internet. We can actually turn on a camera. I've done it with my friend Cliff, and I did it with my friend Rich. I've walked around this city where I'm at right now, and we walk around for 20, 30 minutes on WhatsApp. I turn on the camera and I show everybody. Okay? And I walk around and they ask me questions and I try to do it. The art of doing this, though, is you got to do it really slow. If you're going to make a video, you got to really let 5 seconds on almost everything. I don't know how many people send me videos and they move the camera around so fast. But I have a lot of experience. I have 26 years of experience and 114 pages. I made over 5,000 videos. I've written over 10,000 travel blogs, and I've written 5 books. And I'm going to publish a new one pretty soon on the philosophy of book. And I might even do one on the health protocols. I'm always in the process of writing a book. Why? Not to make money, really, but just to make me a better person. But let's make the world a better place by help me send me questions, okay? I would like your questions on things that you would like me to discover about Israel. I would like to know what you would want me to go, where you would want me to go, and what you'd want me to report on. And if you can somehow hook me up with people to interview. Like I was realizing today, there are reporters that are YouTubers that I could go interview one-on-one. And so I was buying I'm trying to buy enough equipment where I can have these microphones so we can sit back. I'm really tenuous about this microphone situation because all you got to do is not have it be recording, and you can sit there and make an hour-long video and it doesn't record anything. You almost have to have 2 of them working just to make sure you accidentally get one. So maybe I'll get another smartphone and turn on 2 of them and have 2 microphones on everybody, and I'll do interviews. But I'm very, very cautious on making videos with microphones because the connections are not, most of these guys have crews of TV people making sure and monitoring all this stuff. I don't think that's the future. I think the future is the one-person video, but I really, really want you to be real careful when you're watching a video where they're editing all the time, where you see that stop, start, whatever. That is people with an agenda trying to maybe they're not capable of articulating and talking in a succinct and easy way that makes it so you understand them. And they want to capture you by chopping it up. See, it's just like a movie, so they entertain you. Okay, I'm Andy Lee Graham. Become a Patreon if you want to talk with us on a regular basis. Every Sunday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we go live on Zoom. The link is in the Patreon page. And both of these links, both the link to help support me in Israel, the GoFundMe page, and the link is in the description right now, along with my email and my telephone number and all that stuff. I'm Andy Lee Graham. I've done this for 26 years in 114 countries. I don't have a home in the United States. I live anywhere and everywhere. I am completely free, and I'm in the country of Israel. Oh, I'm in the country of Colombia. I'm dyslexic, and I always turn things around backwards. Oh, man, life is good, though. La Via Belle. I'm from Indiana. I'm here and you're not. Why not? I'm here and you're not. Why not? I'm going to grow my hair out a little longer and try to do something with it. I'm having troubles here.